Hello guys, welcome or welcome back to the channel. My name is Claire and this is Polly Put the Petal On, and today I have a few bits and pieces from B&M, crafty wise and stuff, and obviously seasonal, and also a big explanation and a catch up with you guys as to why it's taken me so long to come back after the birth of my grandson. It's been a time, it really has been a time. I will also tell you what's coming up, what I've got planned, and yeah, a few bits and pieces that I was going to say a bit rusty. I was going to say a few bits and things, but I mean a few bits and pieces of what I have been doing, you know, as regards, so I did my table, for instance, and I'll tell you about that in a bit. So I have picked up a few, only a few, because I don't need loads of stuff and I'm not into buying for buying's sake anymore. But if they're things that I can use in home decor or anything like that, then yes. So basically, I'm just going to show you this as it is. Now, this was a mock-up for my table after I'd done the table, which I'll tell you about that I've just said. Yes. Has anybody got any WD-40? Bit rusty, aren't I? It's because I've been away for so long, guys. It really is. And I'm not sure whether that light's going to do your head in either at the back of me. But, you know, it's dark because it's raining. So I'd just done a mock-up of this dough bowl. This dough bowl I got last year from the range. I absolutely love it. And I've just put some candles in there and some of these bits that I got from B&M that I'm going to show you now. But it looks quite nice, doesn't it? It looks quite nice, just mocked up like that. I mean, you can tell it's a mock-up because it's still got the prices on. It's not staying like that. But that was just, yeah, I've already said that. So I hope you guys are, you know, I really do. I hope you're all well. I know we all say that, don't we? But I really do hope you're all well. I have been in the background with my dish of the day. But, you know, I know a lot of you don't watch those, and it's not, for me, it's not a place to catch up on. Whereas I hope I will see you in the comments later and we can have a little catch up. What's going on with you guys? Do let me know. Because I am genuinely interested, and you know that I'm absolutely nosy. So yeah, it'd be lovely. So yeah, I've been to B&M a fair few times, obviously, because I go in there for all my bits and bobs, you know, my cleaning and my washing powder and all that sort of stuff. And the autumn stuff came in, and I thought, well, there's no harm in looking. Now, I'm fixing to make a wreath. And I've been telling you about this wreath with this deco mesh that I picked up from Temu. And I've not done a deco mesh wreath for such a long time that I fancy doing one, and I want one for autumn. So there will be a Temu haul after this one on my next, that will be my next video. And then I'm hoping that the video after will be this wreath, me making up this wreath. So I'd got this from Temu and I thought I'm going to make something. I'll be honest, when I got it, I thought it was dupe. Now, if you can tell, they're just neutral colours. I hope that's not coming across as green, because it's not. It's like a coffee colour. I've got 2 rolls of that, and I will be making this lovely deco mesh wreath. But I needed some embellishments for that. So when I went into B&M and I saw these particular pumpkins, now, what I've done for the Temu, and you will see that on the Temu haul, what I've done is I've ordered a sign, an autumn sign, and it's all going to mesh together sort of thing. It's all going to be cohesive, so it's a cohesive look, obviously, because you don't want it looking odd, do you? Well, I don't, not on my front door. So this is going to be big and flouncy, and it's going to be quite, you know, blousy. Quite a statement piece, but the mesh itself speaks volumes, and so I always like to play any embellishment down. So I've picked up some pumpkins. This one may not go in, this just may go along. I'm going to dress my table and a little bit back here and maybe my fireplace for autumn. I'm not going over the top. I have got a lot of stuff that I can put out and the stuff, you know, but it's quite a short season for me, because once we've got Halloween out of the way, we dive into Christmas, especially me, because you know, I like to create a lot of my own stuff, and it takes time, you know, and the working of the mechanics out and stuff. So yeah, I've picked up these. Now these, I got them in 3 colours, as you can see. I think you can see the price there, they're £1.50 each. So I've got this lovely cream, and they're in the boucle style material. I've got this lovely cream, I've got that lovely, I don't know, I've got that lovely rustier brown. It's not rust, but it is on the rustier side to this brown. And I'll be placing at least 2 of these within this wreath, at least 2. Maybe I might use the 3. So I got those, and they were £1.50 each, and like I say, it's basically to go into this wreath that I'm fixing to do. So obviously that's going to go, and that's going to go, and we'll see about this one. I also picked up these picks. Now I thought these were quite a steal for what they were. These again were £1.50. You've got a Chinese lantern on there. You've got some autumn, what is this? Eucalyptus. You've got a little velvet pumpkin and some hydrangea, a nice leaf, and a little bit of ribbon there as well. And for £1, oh, and you've got a little bit of beaded stuff. And for £1.50, I thought they were really quite good. Along with those, so I picked up a few of those, because I am also fixing to create a autumn. I thought this would be a lovely vessel for an autumn arrangement, an artificial autumn arrangement, of course. And I thought this would be a lovely vessel. It's got no lid, and don't worry about that. That's just an oasis dish to put in there, because I've not quite made my mind up. I am going to clean this up as well, so it's nice and shiny. I'm not quite sure whether I'm going to put it in oasis at the top, or in fact put some oasis into the bottom and work from the bottom out, or whether I should just do it on the top there. So that's another thing that I'm fixing to do. I think an autumn arrangement in that would look lush, I really do. So yeah, I've got these, and along with those was a different, and again it was £1.50, is a different colourway, only slightly different, because you've still got some orange in there, but these are more your vibrants and these are more your muted, and we're going along the line of burgundy with that there, aren't we? And like a mauve pink. Can you say mauve pink? I've done the colour wheel, you wouldn't believe that, would you? You know, and yeah, and then a pine cone, whereas you got the pumpkin in that one. So slightly different, and I picked up, I think I picked up 2 of those, and because I did walk away with just these ones, and then I kicked myself afterwards and thought I should have picked a couple of those up, which I did do the following week when I went. I mean, I didn't rush back, but I did the following week pick them up when I was getting my bits and, you know, my essentials. So that's that, and those 2 things that are planned, which is that kettle arrangement and this wreath. I also picked up from B&M this beautiful little pumpkin candle, which I love the style of. I hate the smell, can't abide it, really can't. In fact, I'm not even going to sniff it just to prove that. I really don't like it. It's £2.50 this. I loved the little pumpkin there, and what this will do, I even thought about taking that off and putting that on the lid as a little, you know, a nice little touch there, but I'll leave it there for now, because when I dress my table or back here, wherever it is that I'm going to put my pumpkins and stuff, I will nestle that with it. It's not going to get used, because I'm repeating myself, I really don't like pumpkin spice. I don't like spice in candles. I love spice to eat, but definitely not to smell in a candle. It's overpowering, it's too much, and it's just not my bag. This candle was absolutely lovely. That was £2.50, that little pumpkin one. And this candle was really, really lovely. I absolutely love that. I really do. It's understated. It's not screaming. And it's just got those odd little orange pumpkins on what I think is that confetti glass. Do you think that that's that confetti glass by the looks of it? I thought it was. £6 this was, and I think it's worth it. And this again is it's cinnamon and nutmeg, but you know, it's far less overpowering than this one. That one is really quite pungent. This one I can deal with. I'm still not lighting it, but that one I can just about tolerate, you know, but I won't light it because I think it's far too pretty for that, and it'll just go in my autumn home decor. I think it's lovely, don't you? Very, very pretty. And like I say, I like the confetti glass, if indeed it is that. And then finally from Home Bargains. I've not been to Home Bargains in such a long time. B&M. I picked up, well, not a big Home Bargains anyway, I do go to a small one. I picked up these jars. These jars are brilliant, £2 each they are, and I needed 2 of those for my flaxseed and my chia seeds, and so I just picked those up, and they really are handy because other than that I'm working with a bag of and getting my measuring spoon in because I measure the amount that I take, getting my measuring spoon in, and as you're taking it out of the opening of the bag, it knocks the measuring spoon, and then you've got chia seeds all over the place, and it's quite stressful. Not so much the flax seeds, but because they're ground. But yeah, I got 1 for each, and they really are handy to have. Plus I just like the way they look as well. And then I picked up some, well, I ordered these. Now these were so cheap. I think they were £1 a roll from the Ribbon Room online. And if you're not familiar with the Ribbon Room, they do a lot of lame ribbons, but they also do the occasional wired. I think they definitely do for autumn, and they definitely do for Christmas, but you know, and they do have different widths. But my only complaint is the sturdiest of wired ribbons are 2.5 inches, and I'm not keen on a 2.5 inch ribbon these days. I mean, I've got a huge collection of that size, and I'm always reluctant to reach for them because the bows, they're just too much. They're just too much. I think bows have a place, but I think they can also detract from anything that you're trying to I mean, there's a lot of people that use loads of bows, you know, and I think personally, when I look at some people's work, that's what's selling the product. But I like my flowers to do the talking, obviously, because, you know, I am a trained florist. So yeah, they do. Gosh, I'm going off on a tangent. But anyway, yeah, Ribbon Room, got these ribbons. So it's just a brown, I think that's a 1 inch. Yeah, it's a 1 inch wired ribbon. It says wired on it. I'm not overly keen on the actual material of it, I'll be honest, but I can work with that. And then I got this little very, very thin gingham, brown gingham one, which I really like. Now it is very thin. It's not this width because it's, you know, very minute, but so nice for making tiny little bows on tiny little things. So that's lovely. That's not wired. And so that concludes really the haul. I mean, I've been for autumn all summer when I've been taking my autumn, because it's autumn every day in my house because of my dog's called Autumn, as you know. So yeah, when I've been taking autumn out, I've literally been shopping nature. Some of that is, well, most of that is shot from nature. You know, I walked past a lady's garden one day. That was so cheeky I am. I walked past a lady's garden one day, and you see these here. I know you can't really, so I'll put a picture at the side. They are spent allium flowers, And I saw them in a garden and I kept seeing them as I passed, and I thought, I'm going to knock on and ask, can I have them? So I did. I mean, I didn't want to just pick them over the wall, but I asked her and she said, oh, take them, take them. And I said, oh, thank you. I think they're absolutely beautiful. And then the pine cones, you know, everybody goes looking for pine cones in autumn, but in actual fact, you find an abundance of them in summer. And take what you know, what you need, but make sure you leave some for the animals and stuff. So I've got pine cones. I've got quite a lot of pine cones because I've got big ones and I've got these small ones here. And then another place where I walk autumn, there was thistles, all fresh. And I took some with me. It's just on some wasteland, so I took some with me. And then I said to my son, I said, oh, I'm going to go back now because they should be drying now. I'll go back and get some more. I shared some with Kim as well. I gave Kim some. And I said, oh, I'll go back and get some more. And lo and behold, they cut them down. Well, I walked all over that little stretch of wasteland. And I did manage to rescue some there over there. They've just been plonked in the vase, you know. I haven't really arranged them. They've just been plonked in there because I needed to keep those allium heads safe. But I have now got a plastic box to put all my natural and dried materials in. So hopefully, you know, they'll stay safe, those allium heads. So yeah, I've been shopping nature too, not just the shops and Temu. And like I say, there will be a Temu haul because there's a few craft things in there. So it's all like kind of crafty stuff, apart give or take a couple of, you know, the jars, but it's things that I will use in the home that I needed. So let's have a catch up. So that is the end of the haul and we're 16 minutes in, so nearly 17, so let's have a catch up. So I have written a list because you know, I've not been here for quite a number of months really. I had my grandbaby, didn't I? Prior to that, you know, I was helping my daughter out, you know, because she was heavily pregnant and she's only slight in frame, and she was carrying a £9.3 baby, which we were all surprised about. And he's absolutely the light of my life. He really is. I'm so in love with him. And he's at that stage now, you know, he's smiling back. He knows he's smiling and stuff. And yeah, he's just absolutely incredible and beautiful. I'm proud of my daughter, you know, of the mother that she's become. And yeah, it's just a wonderful, wonderful time. So yeah, I was helping my daughter with, you know, taking her, well, just going with her on walks and stuff. To try and get baby moving when she was heavily pregnant. And you know, then we had our baby, and I'm not going to say his name. We call him Mr. Bear, and yeah, he's just beautiful and he is cuddly like a bear too. So yeah, we had Mr. Bear, and then obviously, you know, I was helping my daughter. I wanted to be on hand for her. Plus all of this has been going on and I've been trying to manage my own health. You know, my health is a roller coaster on any given day, you know. And that's another thing, you know, I've got to go in and have a battery change. I should have gone to the hospital last week actually, but I couldn't go because my mum's been in hospital. Very, very poorly. And I should have gone. I need a full MOT. We're reaching the part now where they're trying to decide whether they want to change the battery in this. You can see how that sticks out. Or give me a brand new unit altogether. So apparently you've got to go for a thorough MOT. And then they will decide. Now, they said, you know, technology is changing all the time, and you can run them by your phone now. Not that you run them, because there's no way that I could intervene with the programming of my own ICD, but I have a box at the side of my bed and it would eradicate. There would be no need for that box anymore if I have a new... They said they'll keep the leads in. The leads won't be touched, which is good. but there'll still be a lot of pain from this operation if they're taking one unit out. There'll be a lot of pain either way, even for a battery change, I assume. And so it's up to them. But, you know, like I say, I should have gone last week for this MOT, and it's now been put back to the 25th of September. So I'll be going then and see what they're going to do. But that's imminent now. That you know, they're just going to make their decisions, and then whatever with this ICD. So yeah, I've been teaching me and my mum, teaching my son how to knit. So that's been fun. So yeah, we were crackers for knitting at one point. And he's stuck to it. You know, he's got it, and he's been doing a bit of knitting, big chunky knitting, and yeah, so that's been good. And cholesterol, I got my cholesterol down. I didn't take statins. I changed I told you, didn't I? I go to Slimming World. I don't go to Slimming World to lose weight as such. It's merely to keep my eye on my weight because of my heart condition. I have to keep my weight down to a certain weight. Hello, Claire. So yeah, I have to keep it on an even keel, sort of thing. And I mess about. I do mess about. I'll get I go up a couple of pounds, I drop a couple of pounds, I go up a couple of pounds, I drop a couple of pounds. You know, once I see that I've got to 11.9, I'm like, oh no, I'll have to pull it back. So I'll pull it back. So I don't diet, but I do eat healthy. And Slimming World are really guilty of not adding, well, they sin healthy fats. They sin, they're even sinning walnuts now, and you used to be able to have that as your healthy extra B. So I'm told they're sinning walnuts anyway. So all the good fats and the soluble fibres, you know, that is part of your healthy extra B, but you're limited to what you have. And it doesn't do your ticker any good, your cholesterol levels or anything. So anyway, so olive oils and all that sort of stuff, you know, you wouldn't dream of using that. So I introduced all that into my diet, and I didn't sin it. I thought, no, it's part of a healthy, you know, you need it for your health, don't you? And so that's what I've been doing. And also I stopped drinking alcohol. Now, I didn't drink every day. It was once a week, you know, to mark the weekend, or, you know what I mean, Friday night. But I stopped it altogether. You know, I just thought to myself, you really don't need to be doing that. You know, I need to keep my health on a, plus it's inflammatory. So that's not good for my fibromyalgia. It's certainly not good for my ticker. And so it's been 7 months now. It'll be 7 months next weekend that I haven't drank for. And life's a lot better. Yeah, it really is. I've used it as a crutch in the past. You know, I've been a menace with it. And like I say, I got to the point where it was just once a week, and I just don't want to do it anymore. I just don't want to. Haven't been out in a social setting either. Haven't been out in over a year. So it's quite boring, I suppose, to some people, but it's not to me, because I am quite on the ball where it comes to trying to be as healthy as possible, because I've already got things that hinder my health and impact, you know, that can be on the daily. And so if I can help in any other way, then I will do. So yeah, I stopped drinking, and it's been great. The only thing is, I started eating a lot of sugar. Now, I asked ChatGPT, I told ChatGPT that I'd given up drinking a weekend drink, but all of a sudden I've become addicted to sugar every day. And, you know, they said, yeah, that is quite normal. And it'll settle down. Now, I think I've forced it to settle down now, because I'm only taking one piece of sweet stuff per day at the end of the day after my last meal. And to reduce the glucose spike, I then walk autumn with my son. So it's all good stuff. It's all good stuff, so I'm told anyway. But yeah, sugar addiction, that's terrible, isn't it? You know, it had to be, you know, I had to have cakes, I had to have chocolate. Now I still have my chocolate, but I'm not buying the cakes. And like I say, I've limited myself to one piece of chocolate a day, so that's good. I did the petal shed. Now I really should show you the cubes. I'll put a picture up, but it'll be a Temu picture, not the petal shed picture. I'll put a picture up of these cubes that I bought from, now I got them for £18, and I believe they can be pretty dearer than that, like double that. I got them for £18, and I took everything out of my petal shed, every single last petal that was in there, and I put them all colour coordinated. That's not even an accent, that. Put them all colour coordinated and put them in these, it's brilliant. You can walk in there now, I can see exactly what I've got, and I can pick over anything I want. It's just brilliant. I will take you down there at some point, but it won't be today because it's absolutely persisting it down. What else? The table. I did do the table. Do you remember at the beginning of the year? I'm going to be quick because we're half an hour in. I said to you I'll put some footage at the side. I said to you I was going to sort this table out. I was going to sand it down, and I was going to do something. Was I going to wax it? And indeed I have. Now it looks absolutely lovely. But I got this, I was sat there one evening and I thought, because it was a 6-foot dining table, and we're not a family of 4 anymore because of course my daughter, you know, is with her partner and our Mr. Bear, and there's nobody really that comes and sits at the table other than me, unless we're having a big family meal. So I thought, it's too big, it's taking up too much space. So I thought, I wonder whether we could cut that down, this table. It's a solid piece of wood. And we looked underneath and we decided that yes, indeed, we can cut it down. And so that's what we did. We cut a foot off it. So it's 5 foot now instead of 6 foot, and what a difference. And we sanded it down. It was a 3-family job. We were all involved. We sanded it down and we waxed it, and it's come up so nice. I mean, there is still age-related marks in it because it's an old, I think it's 1999, this table. So it's, you know, it's had some dinners at it, let's put it that way. But it looks absolutely brilliant, and you'll see on the footage how lovely it looks. And I've got so much more space back here now. So I'm very, very happy with the table, and that's why I did that little mock-up with the pumpkins in the dough bowl and stuff, because I just wanted to see, after we got a bit excited after we'd done it, and I wanted to see how it's going to look dressed and stuff. Now, with me cutting the table down, I had to cut down my scaffold board runner. I've got a scaffold board that I turned into a runner that I sanded down, and I put feet on it. Now, you have to excuse that, that's Autumn in a crate. She's having a right good sleep, isn't she? Autumn. So I had to cut that down, so I need to fix that back up now because the feet were on one of the ends that I cut down, so I need to fix that back up. It's just there propped up, and I'll get that done because ideally when I get my pumpkins down from the loft, which I'm going to do this week, then, you know, I want it on the table, so I need to get that done. And then yeah, I've told you about the kettle. We're coming to the end now, guys, we are, but I do appreciate your time, and it's been lovely to sit here. Now, I know that I chutter on quite a lot. I'll tell you what, I have got something to ask you about as well, is dolls. My mum has given me her old dolls, but they need restringing, and they are very, very old. I'll show you in the next video. I'll remember to do that. I'll show you in the next video They're very, very old, so they need specialist care. They really do. And I am worried to send them off anywhere. So as any of you lovely subscribers, any of you lovely people, have you had any experience similar, or do you know of any companies that you could vouch for, hand on heart, that would take care of these beautiful dolls? They're over 80 years old. Because they need restringing. Their arms are off, their legs are off, they need restringing. They're beautiful dolls, they really are. My mum's given them to me, and I want to, you know, I want to get them back to dolly health sort of thing. So yeah, so I will just give you a very brief outline of Mum. She's still in hospital, she's been in there over a week now. I went to her house and found her on the floor. And I don't want to go into massive detail. She'd got two infections and she was delirious. And, you know, when we got to resus, she was taken into resus, and they told me and my son she's lucky to be alive. So she has been through, I'll tell you what, she's got the constitution of an ox, that woman. She really has. She has been through hell, and we have been through hell. And to find your mum in that state, I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. I really wouldn't. But, you know, the doctors and the nurses, they've been so good. They've treated this acute stuff now, you know, the infections and stuff. She's still got a little bit of delirium. The other day I thought she'd got a lot of delirium, but then yesterday when I saw her, she seemed to not go what, because of this delirium, she's invented some terrific stories as to what's been going on. She's blocked out the fact that she's, you know, that she's been on the floor, and she's invented these terrific stories with such detail. Now, she didn't say any of them yesterday, so I'm hoping that, you know, it's subsiding now. Her memory's shot to pieces. But anyway, she's so what they're doing now is it's the physio side and the occupational therapy side, and there's no doubt about it, she needs carers. She's 86, my mum is, and she's not the best on her feet and stuff, you know, so they're going to try and get her back on her feet, and then occupational therapy. We're just going to see, because I can't say, she's not been on her feet for over 2 weeks, so we'll see. So please keep her in your prayers. But like I say, she has got the constitution of an ox. I said to her yesterday, I'm so proud of you, you know, because she feels like giving up just now. And I said, no, come on, Mum, you know, look how far you've come, you know what I mean? I said, you've overcome these 2 infections, and she doesn't know how long she was on the floor for, but I do. You know, she's overcome that and survived it. And yeah, so I jollied her along, and I told her I was proud of her. Anyway, my mum's quite a tough woman, like she's tough in the way she loves you also, and sometimes you think she hates you. But I thought to myself, you know, I'm glad she's like that in a way, because she wouldn't have survived. And like I say, those resus people told us, you know, she's lucky to be alive. Severe dehydration and all that sort of stuff. Anyway, so that was that. And so I can't give you any times and dates as to when I'll be coming and sitting with you guys, because Mum's still in hospital. And, you know, I've got today off because I thought I can't be going all the time anyway. You've got to take a breather yourself, haven't you? You know, and it's been a lot. It really has been a lot. And, you know, like I say, I have to look after my own health. So, you know, it's been a time, you know, you got your birth of your first ever grandchild, your grandson, and then you've got your mum, and it's been a right old time of it. It really has. So listen, guys, I'm going to go now. I'm going to love you and leave you. It's been wonderful to sit here. I'm sorry if I've chewed your ear off. I don't think I am, actually. It's been great sitting here and talking to you, because I absolutely love my channel and I love you guys, you know. So please leave me some comments. Let me have a little chit chat with you, and yeah, let me know what you've been doing for autumn, if indeed you decorate for autumn, and have you been making any wreaths. Put them on the community. I think you can, can't you? I think you guys can go to the community post now and post pictures for me to see. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. Because there's that hype button as well. I'm not asking anybody to do anything. I'm really not. Yeah, there's I wish they'd stop messing about with bits and pieces. I really do. But yeah, there's a hype button and all that sort of stuff. But you know, you do what you like to do. You just do what you want to do. I'm not telling you what to do. And because I don't like being told what to do, can you tell? I really don't. I don't like it. If people say to me, oh, have you seen that film? You need to watch it. I will not watch it on purpose. I'm like, no, I'm not watching it. You know, if people say to me, this is viral, you need to buy it. I won't buy it. I won't buy it because it's viral. Why would I want something that everybody else has got? I'm just very funny like that. I think there's an element of my mum in there. So yes, so do take care, guys. It's been absolutely wonderful. It really has. Let me see you in the comments later, and I'll be back very, very soon. Like I say, I've got that Temu haul that's going to be showing you some bits and bobs that are going on that, and then we'll get on with the deco mesh wreath. Really looking forward to making that. They're very time consuming. They really are time consuming, but boy do they look lovely when they're done. So we're going to be doing that after the Temu haul, but I've got to show you those bits in the Temu haul. And don't forget, we've got this wonderful copper kettle that I picked up from the car boot. It's all bashed. It's got lots of character. It's been pre-loved many times over. I can take a guess at that. And we're going to do something in there. And I've got some beautiful copperish flowers down in the petal shed as well that really will sing with this. Sing along with it. So yeah, I've been Claire. This has been Polly Put the Petal On, and a little bit of a catch up and stuff. And it's been great to be here. Take care, and I'll see you all very, very soon. Take care. Bye.